It's time for our early look at the upcoming team of the week, and we're just going to have to get straight into things this week because we've got so many games to discuss. With there being loads of midweek action, we have a lot to talk about, so let's go. If you need some coins to improve your team, look no further than IG Vault for the cheapest coins on the market, and don't forget to use the code Kieron to get yourself a discount at the checkout. There's a chance to win some free coins just by clicking the link in the description too. Okay, so straight into things we go. We start with some Premier League action. Newcastle 1, Norwich 1. No informs coming from this, so let's move on. Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 0. Goal coming from Rafinha via a penalty. Very good result for Leeds, but I don't think they'll pick up an inform from this match. Atalanta 4, Venezia 0. Now, this game's interesting. We do have a few different candidates. We've got Koopminas, we've got Muriel, and we've also got Pasalic. Now, he is your very obvious standout candidate, a hat-trick. It's pretty hard to deny, but he was in Team of the Week 10. And if EA are doing this gap thing, he shouldn't really be available for Team of the Week 12, even though we all know he deserves it. So he shouldn't be in really, but you never know with EA. Sometimes they change the rules just to suit whatever they're doing. So for now, I'm going to say a Muriel in form, but as I say, I wouldn't be surprised to see EA break their rules and go with Pasalic. Fiorentina 3, Sampdoria 1. A couple of options from this game, but I don't think any of them will get in, judging by their ratings. And then we've got Cagliari 0, Verona 0, but their goalkeeper putting in a pretty good shift, making 6 saves and keeping a clean sheet. And then we have Juve's 2-0 win. Nothing will come from this game in particular, but obviously Locatelli is getting a want-to-watch boost this week, so he should go to 86 because Juve have got their 5 wins. There were absolutely loads of games on Wednesday, so I'm sorry if I rush through these, but otherwise this video is going to end up being like half an hour long. Watford 1, Chelsea 2. Mason Mount, your standout from this game with a goal and an assist, so maybe on that one. West Ham 1, Brighton 1, nothing to discuss. The same, to be fair, can be said for the Wolves and Burnley draw, and the 2-2 draw between Southampton and Leicester. It's pretty rare that we see an inform come from a draw, unless, you know, it's a massive standout performance, something like a hat-trick in a free result. Man City 2, Aston Villa 1. Bernardo Silva's worth noting here, and you'll see why later in the video. Don't think he'll get an inform for this game alone, but just remember, I've said to note him for later in the video. Liverpool 4, Everton 1, Merseyside derby, a game which is very likely to produce a special item. Salah scored twice and was man of the match in this game, but I just can't see him picking up an inform this week because of all the special cards he's had as of late. So the next best option for me is probably Henderson with a goal and an assist. It's definitely not as exciting as an inform Salah, but obviously I think it's fair to say Liverpool do deserve an inform for this performance. And then we have Real Madrid's 1-0 win against Bilbao, and as much as I would love another special Benzema, I don't think it's coming this week. Even more games on Wednesday to discuss. Bologna beat Roma 1-0, and their goalkeeper had a very good outing. 6 saves for him and a clean sheet. He is an option. Inter Milan 2, Spezia 0. Couple of choices here. Martinez goal and an assist. Had it been, you know, just a goal and not a penalty, I think there'd have been a chance. But since it was a penalty, I don't think, you know, there's a great possibility of it as things currently stand. AC Milan with a nice 3-0 victory, and Messi has got himself 2 goals. So maybe, just maybe, a potential silver star right here, and that would be a very popular silver star if it was, of course, to happen. 2-2 between Sassuolo and Napoli, nothing from that. Monaco won 3-1 with 2 assists coming from Volland, so there is options there. There's also Boadi who got himself a goal, so maybe a boost for his one to watch. I just can't quite see it just for 1 goal personally. Brest 1-0 against Saint Etienne, nothing from that. Montpellier 3-1 win. Couple of options from this one though. You got Savanier and the striker as well, so maybe on that one. Goalkeeper also made 6 saves, but without the clean sheet, I don't fancy him too much. Strasbourg with a nice 5-2 victory, plenty of goals in this one, and we have multiple options. We've got midfielders, we've got both strikers, and we have the fullback as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one. It really will. I'm going to have to try and dig up some of the keeper ratings for tomorrow's Team of the Week predictions. Troy won 2-0 against Lorient, and it's another game where there is a couple of options. Clermont and Lens 2-2, nothing to say. This game, a bit more of the same. Marseille won 1-0, but I just can't see them picking up an inform from that match. And the same can be said for Lille's win against Stade Rennais. And then we end with PSG against Nice, which ended in a 0-0 draw. And in this game, Walter Benitez did make 5 saves and kept a clean sheet. So depending on his match rating from the keep, maybe he could get in. It's also worth noting, Walter Benitez is one of them players who has regularly picked up informs in the past. So I do think there is an increased chance of this one happening as things stand. Okay, we can breathe a bit. We've made it to Thursday's games. Like, that just took so long to get through Wednesdays, especially because every team in Ligue 1 played on Wednesday. Anyway, Tottenham 2-0 win against Brentford. Unfortunately, can't see an inform coming from this game, but that's obviously a nice win for them. And then the game I want to talk about the least. Man United's 3-2 win against Arsenal. I knew we weren't going to win this game. I just knew it. And then I saw the starting lineup and I was like, yeah, this just isn't happening. But yeah, Odegaard with an absolute meltdown of a tackle ultimately cost us. But yeah, whatever. Who's going to get an inform from this game? Obviously, there is possibility of an inform Ronaldo. Is it a high possibility? No, it's extremely low, very, very low. I would actually say 1%, and I feel like that's been generous. Obviously, currently out at the moment in a team of the group stage variant, and for that reason, I just can't see him getting an inform this week. So we do have to look for alternatives, and it might surprise some people, but Fred actually had a pretty solid game in that match, so I think Fred is a good shout. And obviously, Bruno got a goal in this game, but he's looking like he's getting a team in the group stage. So our options ultimately end up being Fred or Rashford, and I think Fred's got a good chance this week because I do believe this game will produce an inform. So yeah, let's move on before I get more upset about it. Torino and Empoli 2-2, nothing to say about that. And then we have a 4-4 draw between Lazio and Udinese. Now, there was multiple different goal scorers, but this does look like a game that won't produce an inform. But it has produced some red cards by the looks of things. 3 red cards. This game must have been crazy. 6 minutes into the video and we're still not onto the weekend's games. Well, technically we are because we're onto Fridays, but we're not onto, you know, the weekend. We're not onto Saturdays yet. Granada 2, Deportivo 1. Nothing will come from that. Union Berlin's 2-1 win against Leipzig, though, could produce a special item. And Baumgartel would be my standout with a goal and an assist. Had he kept the clean sheet, I would say he was guaranteed, but obviously he didn't. We finally made it to the Saturday games, and we're going to talk about the matches in the Bundesliga first. We're going to skip over this one because nothing's coming from it. Bochum, good 3-2 win here, so there is a couple of choices from this game. Same for the Mainz win against Wolfsburg, maybe one of the midfielders. Hoffenheim 3-2 win against Frankfurt, nothing to come from this, but I wanted to purposely speed through them so we could get onto the final 2 Bundesliga games. Leverkusen won 7-1, and I think it's fair to say there's a very obvious candidate, and yeah, 4 goals and an assist for Schick. Pretty crazy numbers right there. You'd surely have to think that he's going to be the featured team of the week as well, and hopefully gets, you know, a big boost to make him usable within the game, and let's be honest, it would be deserved for that kind of performance. And then we end the Bundesliga games by talking about Bayern Munich's win against Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, derby match and an important game in the Bundesliga as well. Where will the inform go? Well, I don't see Luan happening because obviously he's in team of the group stage. So our next best option maybe is Kingsley Coman, and I think an inform Coman would actually be very nice in Ultimate Team. Like, if this was just, you know, like Bayern Munich against someone else in the Bundesliga that's not a rival, like there's no way I'd be predicting an inform here, but because obviously of the magnitude of the game, there is an increased chance of a special card coming from it, and we're going to go for Coman. Back in the Serie A, AC Milan 2-0 victory. Kessie on the score sheet, as was their winger, but since I've already got a player from AC Milan in this video, I feel like we're just going to stick with them. Inter also won 3-0 win against Roma. With this obviously being a much bigger game, I do think there's a chance of an inform coming from it, and Çalhanoğlu is the standout for me with a goal and an assist, but you can't overlook Dumfries, who got himself a goal and a clean sheet, and obviously he does have that one to watch item. But with the goal coming as like the third goal, it didn't really matter too much, so I'm not as confident on that one. And then we have Atalanta's 3-2 win against Napoli. Big win, this one. It's a good win. and that's why I'm a bit on the fence about this one. I think there's a chance an inform comes from this, but since I've already got an Atalanta representative in from earlier in the video, I don't think we'll see one from this game, but this guy did score a really nice goal. Over in Spain, Sevilla beat Villarreal 1-0, and I believe thanks to this win, Delaney now gets his one-to-watch boost, so yeah, could be a nice card. Obviously won't be an inform, but one-to-watch boost would be nice. Real Betis 1-0 win against Barcelona, good result for the away side. Barcelona this year are just, I don't know how to describe them, just not the same team, just not the Barcelona that we're all used to. Anyway, I think Moreno might have a shot from this game. Clean sheet for him and some good ratings across the board. Mallorca pulled off a comeback win against Atletico. Nobody seems to want to win La Liga this year. It looks like Real Madrid are just going to cruise it at this point. Atletico, yeah, bad one for them this. Late win for Mallorca. I don't see an inform coming from this match though. Talking of Real Madrid, they actually did manage to win today. 2-0 win against Real Sociedad, and Luka Jovic being a standout in this game with a goal and an assist. Obviously, Vinicius Jr. did get a good rating and a goal, but he's in team the group stage, and he's also shortlisted for Player of the Month, so inform is very, very doubtful. Worth noting that Militao rating there, potential. Over in France, Brest and Marseille finished in a 2-1 scoreline. Nothing to come from this though. The same can be said for Lille's win against Troyes, and PSG and Lens ended in a draw thanks to a late goal from Wijnaldum. We have finally got to Saturday's action in the Premier League, the final league to discuss, and we start off with an absolute banger of a game. West Ham 3, Chelsea 2. What a result this is for West Ham, and it was a really good game to watch as well. Couple of options from this match, one of them being Jared Bowen, who got himself man of the match from Sky, and the next best option is probably Masuaku. Now, he's actually my choice. Masuaku, although he is a defender and technically conceded 2 overall, he didn't concede any when he was on the field. He came off the bench and, yeah, technically didn't concede. I know that's not how clean sheets work. He's not going to claim one from that. But he didn't concede while on the field, and he scored the match-winning goal, and it was a pretty nice goal as well. Whether he meant it or not is just a completely different story. But it was a nice goal, won them the game, and got them a very, very good 3 points against a team who are one of the title favourites. So, yeah, very good result for West Ham. Definitely think they'll pick up an inform. Will it be Masuaku? Will it be Jared Bowen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Newcastle also picked up a win, which, let's be honest, was very much needed. They really needed that. And because of the fact that it's taken Newcastle so long to get a win, I think there's a chance that we might see an inform from this game. That might surprise some people, but I think there's a good chance of it just because of the situation. So maybe Shah for the assist, maybe Wilson for the goal. We will see. But yeah, I think there's a chance just because of how bad Newcastle have been this year, and of course it is their first win. Southampton and Brighton, nothing to come from that. 1-1 draw. Liverpool's 1-0 win against Wolves. Don't think anything will come from this game in particular, but like we've already spoken about, I do expect a Liverpool player to be in the upcoming Team of the Week from a previous game. Then we come on to Man City's 3-1 win against Watford, and like I said earlier in the video, note down Bernardo Silva. This is the reason I think he's going to pick up an inform this week. Got himself 2 goals in this game, scored midweek, and scored some nice goals along the way as well. So I do believe we'll see a special variant of him coming into the game. Obviously, it won't be as good as the road to the final, road to knockouts, whatever it is, but still, it would be deserved inform. So that is that for your early look at the upcoming Team of the Week. Be sure to check back on the channel tomorrow to see my full Team of the Week prediction, which will of course include every single league that is in FIFA. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.